a larger kind of wing thing, but if I may, maybe we each take a moment allowed to say one thing that we're going to do differently when we leave, because I think that it's important, to make sure that we are not just keeping this conversation room, and that more importantly, the conversation becomes action items. So if I can take that time to do that, it's okay. Can we just, one person, and I'll start with you, Akeema, and work our way around. One thing we're going to do when we leave. Big or small, there's no.
I mean, I wrote down notes. I have thoughts because I think I am a thinker, and I think thinking is an action. And we need, like, I want to, like, thinking is something that I do, and that it's, as a writer, it's something that I'm always doing and preserving at the same time. So for me, two things that I'm going to think about when I leave here are that money is not going to save us, and in terms of spirit, that as humans, the history of humanity is nomadic, and so spiritually, like, where does nomadicism play into spirituality as well? So those are two things that I'm going to think about when I leave here.
I think collaboration is key. I think, so we're talking about art, but there are other aspects to maintaining a culture. And I think we need to just look at all the things that are happening in the community that helps to sustain the culture. And we need to create like a database of artists, of tradespeople, of teachers, of business, local businesses. Because one thing that there are Black businesses, and sometimes you want to support the Black businesses, but then you like go into the establishment and like, oh wait. And so how do we help that business to create a business that people would want to go in? And so, okay, so maybe you get a carpenter who's willing to volunteer, but whatever. Right, so like a exchange of skills, like a bartering system, exchange of skills to have us operating on a higher level. I was thinking about that in terms of even creating an employment agency, where, because a lot of our youth are looking for employment. And so we have a lot of resources out here, people who are established, people who are business people, people who are lawyers, people who are, and so how do we create a training employment agency where we can help our youth to just move up to a level and come out of this state of despair. I work with children. I have 3 teenage, maybe only have young adults. And so how do we create a networking system that will help all of us, young, old. And one more thing, I think thinking globally is very important. I think traveling or, because I've taken my students to different places. And so that worldview, expanding their worldview, allowed them to understand themselves better as a global citizen and as a person living in an urban setting. And in that experience inspired them. And so why not create opportunities for, us, whoever, to go abroad and do what we need to do, come back, and whatever we need to do to create opportunities that will broaden our worldview, that will give us a greater understanding of who we are as African people throughout the diaspora.
I will do what I always do when I leave here, which keeps me busy. 2 radio programs involved in activism, whether it's around, MINUSTA out of Haiti or whatever. I think what's important for me and what was so exciting, it's a rare occasion to be in a room full of young people of color. Black, I mean, I don't usually have this experience. And that is, I don't. Because those meetings that I go to, they're older people, they're hanging on to what was said 40 years ago in the civil rights movement. They're involved in, their spats and their disagreements, and that's not the way of the future. So I would pose a very different question. What is it that we are going to do once we leave here? Will this be the first of a number of scheduled, informative, educational kind of sessions? Will what come out of this is perhaps a collaboration with the National Black Theater in terms of who you are, the skills bank that she talked about? That doesn't require space, but it requires the commitment of a committee or a group of people going there and building these institutional links, or whether or not it's at the Schomburg Library.